President Biden changed all this. Remember the 37 murderers that he commuted their sentences? Remember two of them, one that he pardoned, the one that he pardoned killed 2 FBI agents. Another one literally beat an officer to death with a hammer. And another one literally tied up a woman who had accused him of rape, tied her up in duct tape, put a center block around her, and threw her over a bridge live. And so you remember that the violence that he pardoned, and I'm just saying you got to compare both of them, Erin. If you're going to cover the story, cover both stories.
That's Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin calling out the dishonest hypocrisy of CNN host and useless political hack Erin Burnett after she pretended to clutch her pearls over President Trump's recent pardons. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like pretend journalists and establishment media are already ramping up the hysteria just days into President Trump's second term. The only problem for them is that it's over an issue Americans have essentially moved on from and couldn't care less about anymore. Here's Burnett trying to defend her bad reporting by saying that she simply just wanted to talk to Senator Mullin about his feelings.
Two things though. First, I want to talk about first of all, saying somebody else jumped off a bridge, so I'm going to jump off the bridge too, is not an excuse that any of us would generally find acceptable. So just putting aside Biden did this, so Trump did this, I want to talk about your feelings about it. You were there and you know what happened that day. Do you wish President Trump would have only pardoned nonviolent offenders? Obviously, that was clear that he was going to do that, instead of the blanket pardon he issued.
Well, I think what happened is after President Biden did the preemptive pardon on his family members and on the Jan 6 committee, I think it all changed. And this is President Trump's prerogative. He's the President of the United States now. And the American people, November 5th, chose to move on past January 6th. It was a regretful day, but President Trump is the President of the United States, and things changed. Even President Biden, remember, 4 years ago said that a preemptive pardon shows guilt, but yet he went ahead and did that. And as I said, I think everything changed after President Biden did what he did 15 minutes before he left office.
So obviously, I'm not going to equate one versus the other. I do just want to point out the point, Senator, as you and I know, anyone watching knows, there's no way that they got 700 pardons ready in those few hours, right? Those were ready to go. No, it wasn't after President Biden made the decision about his family and the January 6th committee.
I believe it was 42 executive orders with 200 actions on them. And there was a change, but it doesn't take too long to put a full and complete pardon on January 6th. It simply changes the piece of paper.
You know, even someone as smug and condescending as Jon Stewart has a better grasp of the landscape than these people, because at least he's acknowledged that Democrats and their lackeys and establishment media no longer understand the game that's being played. Heck, from the looks of it, they don't even know that we've moved to a different stadium. So they're basically left screaming at the sky and trying to drum up hysteria with the same old tactics they've been using for decades, only to be left dumbfounded when it doesn't work.
What is it that breaks through all of this? You know what that is happening? Where and to that voter that I told you guys about, who likes Trump, but is going to probably not benefit at all from his policies.
I think the hardest part of getting to that voter is not what we say, but reaching that voter.
Yeah.
I think part of it is volume. If you look at Donald Trump's inaugural day, he did 3 inauguration speeches. The real one, the overflow, the rally at night, then a press conference, right?
It was a reality show.
Yeah. And when you are playing a volume game, you need rep after rep after rep to make sure it gets clipped on TikTok.
Yeah.
It gets shared on X. And the algorithms are killing us right now. Like Elon Musk is skewing everything towards the Republican Party. So we need to try even harder.
Here's the real issue that Democrats simply don't seem to understand. It's not just the landscape that's changed, it's the players. We're the media now. It's not that Elon is creating fake news or lying to people by skewing reporting. It's that information has become decentralized and he's given people a platform to speak their minds. And whether legacy media likes it or not, Americans would much rather assess the trustworthiness and authenticity of content and the person delivering it on an ad hoc basis. Credibility isn't just handed out anymore simply because some network chose to hire a political operative to wear a suit and pretend to be serious on camera. Those days are coming to an end, and the sooner fake journalists realize that, the better. But let me know what you think. Will any of these network shills be able to adapt to the new media landscape, or will they go extinct before the next election? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!